Question 1. What are the different modes of an access point? App operation. Answer. An AP can be performed by one of these modes of operation. O root mode. This is the actual AP mode. It can associate wireless clients and bridge the traffic to the wired network when needed. O bridge mode. AP acts as a bridge and can be used to connect wired networks at a distance. O repeater mode. When the Ethernet port is disabled, the AP becomes a repeater and associates to a nearby root AP. O work group mode. A work group bridge (WGB) can provide a wireless infrastructure connection for Ethernet-enabled devices. Devices that do not have a wireless client adapter in order to connect to the wireless network can be connected to the WGB through the Ethernet port. The WGB associates to the root AP through the wireless interface. Question 2. Where can I download the latest firmware, drivers, and software for my wireless network? Answer. Cisco AirNet equipment operates best when all components are loaded with the most current version of the software. Due to United States export compliance regulations, you must be registered on cisco.com to download wireless software. Registration is free. Question 3. How does roaming work? Who roams when there is not enough signal strength, the client or the app? Answer. Roaming is an algorithm implemented and controlled by the client adapter, and it is not defined by IEEE standards. The roaming functionality is based on signal quality, not just the proximity to the AP. Each vendor has their own logic to implement roaming. For Cisco clients, roaming is caused by one of these events. O maximum data rate try count is exceeded. O missed too many beacons. O data rate shift. O initial startup. O periodic client interval if configured. Question 4. What is fast roaming? Answer. Fast roaming is a feature where the client's credentials are not sent to the authentication server every time the client authenticates. Once a client authenticates to an AAA server, credentials are cached in the AP. The next time a client roams, the AP authenticates and supplies the credentials by itself to the client without sending it back to the AAA server. This saves time and enables faster roams of clients. Question 5. Can the radios be damaged if they are operated without the antennas attached? Answer. Some radio equipment manufacturers specifically warn against this because it damages the transmitter. Most pieces of amateur or commercial radio equipment carry this warning because they operate at a much higher transmitter power. The reflected wave standing wave ratio (SWR) caused by the lack of a proper antenna or load can damage the final amplifier stage known as the power amplifier (PA). For Cisco AirNet equipment, the transmitter power output is 100 mW for the 350 series and 30 mW for the 340 series, so damage is unlikely but possible. If you absolutely have a requirement to run the devices without antennas, it is recommended that you turn the transmitter power down to 1 to 5 mW or use a 50 to 52 ohm dummy load, just to be safe. Warning: never connect the antenna port of one device directly into the antenna port of another device, since this could damage the devices. Question 6. What are all the authentication mechanisms currently supported by Cisco access points? APEs. Answer. This is a list of authentication mechanisms currently supported: OWEP, OWPA Personal and WPA2 Personal, OWPA Enterprise and WPA2 Enterprise, OEAP Authentication, OMAC Authentication. Question 7. Do I need a license to operate VLANs? Answer. VLAN equipment operates in a 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz frequency spectrum, which are license-free. In the United States, spread spectrum devices fall under Federal Communications Commission (FCC) Part 15 of the rules that govern unlicensed devices. However, other countries might require a license if you operate devices that are partially or completely outdoors, such as point-to-point bridges. In addition, some countries might require the system importer to obtain a telecommunications license to sell the product. Question 8. Can I use my wireless device on an aircraft? Answer. Under current Federal Aviation Administration (FAA) rules, the use of wireless devices on an aircraft is permitted if the aircraft is parked at the gate and the door is open, and if usage is allowed in the airport. The device must not interfere with flight operation equipment such as navigation, radar, communications, or emergency services. The use of wireless devices on an aircraft with the door closed, whether it is sitting at the gate, taxiing, or in flight, is prohibited by the FAA and other civil aviation agencies worldwide. Wireless devices used on the aircraft when the door is open at the gate must meet the requirements of the local country agency or have been granted a waiver by the agency or airport authority. Wireless devices that are stored on the aircraft for use at the gate must meet certification requirements for the country that the local carrier is flagged for, and must be able to operate in the frequency band of the host country, unless a waiver is granted to the system user. It is the responsibility of the system installer to obtain all licenses and frequency or usage waivers. Question 9. What is channel interference? Answer. When radios on multiple access points share the same channel or nearby channel, then the frequency band overlaps with other devices. The information transmitted is lost if there is any channel interference. Question 10. What is world mode? Answer. Generally, a wireless client can operate only in its local regulatory domain as channel and power settings carry for each domain. When world mode is used, a client can automatically adjust channel and power settings according to the domain it migrates to. For example, if a user travels from the United States to Japan, a client card that implements world mode can automatically adjust its channel and power settings as per the Japan domain. The access point, AP, should also support world mode for this to work. The Cisco client card and AP support world mode.